Hi guys, good day guys. Welcome to my channel, Ebon Psyche and Mental Health Consults. My name is Hope. Last time we discussed about reason why people experience depression, and we mentioned few of them reason why people involve or get themselves into depression. But today I want us to continue from where we stopped last time on depression. If you can remember vividly, the title, the topic we discussed last was the effect of mental health on depression. If you can vividly remember what I said, what depression is. Once someone depressed, there is always persistent sadness, hopelessness. All hope is lost. But today, I want us to continue on the reason why people get depressed. Sometimes people, have you ever sit down and ask, what are those reasons? Is there anyone affecting you? Before we proceed, I would like to tell you, feel free, chat me, message me. Let's talk about your mental health aspect. Tell me how you feel. Tell me whatever you are going through. If it is something you think you cannot handle with, feel free, chat me. I'll help you out. There are different kinds of coping strategies you can use to help yourself, most especially when things are difficult, when you think that things is not going well. So feel free and chat me, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. All right, let's proceed. For today, mental health talk, common reason why people experience depression. There are different reasons, there are many. For today, we are going to look at few reasons. Number one reason is trauma. Sometimes people go into traumatizing, but they never know that they are already in trauma stage. What is this trauma all about? Trauma is an emotional wound that always leading to psychological injury. Those psychological injury are, once it leads to psychological injury, it will affect the way you think, the way you behave, the way you feel emotionally, and people will begin to look at you. So the trauma, things that has happened past in your life, you still bring them presently, affecting you presently. Your mental state begin to affect you, and you don't know how to handle them. For example, things like abuse. When a child is being abused, that is another thing. Especially the females, the girl child, they really abuse them. Maybe sexually abuse, different kinds of harassment. It normally affects them. When some of them get into marriage, they don't know how to handle their marriage, their sexual life, have intimacy with their couple. Not even only that, and there are some other things too, like neglection. When a child is being neglected, not taken care of, that is why intentional parenting is very important. Before you go into giving birth, bringing children to the world, you think about plan how you are going to handle these children, how you are going to cater for them. What are the plans you have for these children? Those are the things we need to think, so that it will not lead to a trauma to those children. Majority of homes and families that are facing different kinds of issues is because parents were not able to plan things very well, and it's really affecting the children, their present state, which can lead to trauma, and from there it can be a vulnerable to depression. So if you are having any issue or anything affecting you from past, please do try to work on it. Don't let your past to affect your present. The next thing is life events. We have different kinds of life events that has been a vulnerable to depression. Life event like someone love you lost your loved ones, your job, being divorced, separated, financial difficulties, all these things and many other things which can be a trigger to depression and affect individuals' mental health. So all these things is things we need to work on. Look into them. Never allow them to affect you. In this life, we should always know that there are always time for challenge. There is no how you can get to the top without seeing some kind of issues, problems on the way. Definitely, you are gonna see them. All those big men, before they get to the level they are, at least the billionaires we have in this world, before they get to that stage, if they tell you what they went through, yeah, everybody have a story. So different kinds of life events, you shouldn't allow them to affect you. Let the past go. Face your present and never it affect you. Because if you do, it's gonna cause you depression and lead you get into depression. Chronic illness. What are those chronic illness? There are different kinds of chronic illness. Those are certain medical conditions like chronic pains that individual always go through. Chronic pains like cancer pains. You know, when someone have issue of cancer, you know, it always leads to depression because they always believe that they are going to die. One day they won't see this world again, and that is the end of their life. So people like this, we always it's their issue, the pain they are going through, always lead to depression. So in this case, you need to visit a health professionals who can help you. If you try and use different kinds of coping strategies and it didn't work for you, what is the next for you to do? It's for you to visit a mental health who can help you or a health professional who can assist you and help you to get out of it, because there are still some kind of management intervention they can use for you rather than you being into depression. We have people that have diabetic patients. You see yourself, you've been a diabetic patient for many years, which can lead to depression. You need to work on yourself and see what you can do. Seizure. Yeah, some seizures come from childhood. Genetically, some people inherited it. If in their blood lineage they have these different kinds of illness, which one of them might be a seizure. So once you see yourself, you know, seizure is something like epilepsy that always disgrace people. I have different patients with seizure disorder. Sometimes majority of them, when they sit down, they begin to depress. Keep encouraging them. So, but in this case, you don't have to kill yourself. See yourself, take yourself the way you see it, your life the way you see it. Believe in God and believe that everything will be well with you. You don't need to let what you are going through to lead you into depression. Is it hormonal imbalances? It has affected a lot of ladies, women not to give birth. I know a lot of people who has this issue of hormonal imbalances. It has affected them. Many of them has done different kinds of IVF and nothing is coming up and they are going into depression. But that is not the final stage. You keep on trying and keep on helping yourself. Make yourself happy. At this stage, you need to make yourself happy. Be fine. Feel free. That is why you need to try and mingle yourself with people so that you can meet with people that can assist you and help you in life than you being alone dying. Because if you do, it can lead you into depression. So depression is real. Substance abuse. This one is the most common one in our environment. Before you pass from one street to another, you'll see people abusing psychoactive substances, and it has affected a lot of people. We have different types of substance, classes of substance use drugs. We have depressant drugs, we have stimulants, hallucinogen. All these, there are, in these classes, there are different kinds of substances in them, where you will see mint, colado, you will see crack, you see different kinds of substance, including alcohol. Sometimes people doesn't believe that alcohol is a psychoactive, so it does, because it's a depressant drugs. It will decrease every activities in your body. Sometimes you don't think forward. So what is the best thing for you to do is to try to minimize and reduce it and stop it gradually. I know when someone is addicted, it's not easy to stop, but gradually process. Within you, believe you can stop it. Because if you did not, it's definitely going to lead you into depression. Because it will get to a stage that you plan things, you are not able to achieve them. Certain goals you have already made for yourself, but you were not able to achieve them, and it will affect you and it will lead to depression. So substance abuse can also be a vulnerable issue that lead to depression. So we need to be very careful on that. If you are abusing any substances, please, you have to help yourself and stop it, because there is always a side effect, and the side effect always be destructive. Personality traits. A lot of people have this low self-esteem, that they think that they can't make it. Seeing your friends, they are doing well, they are achieving things, but you now bring yourself down. We all have different personality. You can't ever be like Mr. A. Mr. B can never be like Mr. B, Mr. C. So we all have, in your own personality, build yourself. Be bold and confident. If you set a goal and you didn't make it, don't see it as that is the end of your life. Because if you do, it's gonna lead you into depression, and it will definitely affect your mental health generally. So let's not have this low self-esteem that nothing good will not come. Because if we do, it's going to be a risk to depression. And the last and not the least is social isolation. When people are depressed, you will see them, they will isolate themselves. For example, someone who is an extrovert, who like going out, outspoken, try to visit people, do a lot of things. Something happens suddenly, the person will be into depressed. Being indoor, avoid people, indicates there is a problem. So what do you need to do? In this case, try to associate, create a group that can support you, that can help you, so that you won't go into depression. A lot of things happening in our environments can make people to depress. Family factors, environmental factors, marriage factors, a lot of factors. But you don't need to allow them to affect your mental health, because your health is your wealth. Once you have a stable mental health, you'll be able to do things, you'll be able to achieve things, you'll be able to move on, you'll be able to set a small goal, achieve it. From small goal, you'll be able to set up a large goal and work on it and achieve it. And there's always a joy when you set up a goal and you achieve it, than you going into depression. So this is where we are gonna stop today. So try and work on yourself. Try and do some things that will help you. Some pleasurable activity things that that you love doing so much, which will help you and not affect you to go into depression. Thank you, and thanks for your time. See you next time. Please don't forget to send me a message. Tell me how you feel. If there's anything bothering you, feel free to tell me. Let's iron it together. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you. See you next time. Bye. I remain